They have had the honor of holding the highest T20 runs we need to look out for in Nepal in terms of performances are Kushal Bhartal, Dipendra Singh Airi, who has a world record of 52 runs of 10 balls against. Let's get into a little more about the Scotland team and their preparation into this World Cup. They have played 12 games and have a 100% win record against all the teams that they play. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Catch My Point. In today's episode, we're going to talk about two associate nations, Nepal and Scotland. Why not USA, you might wonder. They are the team that has qualified for the Super 8s, no doubt about it. But these two teams made a lot of heads turn. And I'm sure a lot of us are wondering, how is it that they manage these kind of impactful performances? And this is for those who are uninitiated into the associate nations format and what they play. We spoke about it a little earlier. This is a little more in depth that I'm going to give you details about players who did well, who did their very best every time that they were on the field. Let's start with Nepal in the last 1 year. The last 1 year, they played 28 games, out of which they have tied one, they've had no result on one, and they have won the remaining 26, which is an outstanding record to have. They have had the honor of holding the highest T20 runs ever scored, which was a 314 for 3 against Mongolia. This is in September 2023. This was the first time the 300 run was breached by a team. Their captain, Rohit Kumar Paudel, is their highest run getter with 732 runs. And he's played all 28 games and he continues to play through the World Cup, contributing with the ball and with the bat. Avinash Bohra is the leading wicket taker with 34 wickets in 23 games as a lead up to the World Cup. These are all huge numbers. Remember, it's a small nation, very little resources. We practice in India. They've got Indians 4 coaches and they've got a West Indian fast bowling coach. So all of this is their training methods and they work really, really very, very hard. In whole of last year, Nepal has fielded 19 players who are less than 30 years of age, which means they have their future really set. And one of their future stars, as we all know, is Sandeep Lamichhane, who is the only player to play in the IPL. And as of yesterday, he picked up his 100th wicket. There was a lot of drama surrounding his coming, but from the minute he's been part of the Nepal team, he's been very, very impactful. Now, Nepal during the qualifiers played an 8-team tournament, the ICC Asia Regional Final between 30th October and November in 2023, where they ended up as runners-up against Oman, where they lost in the super over. So imagine if they had beaten, then they would have been in the pool that Oman was in, and we may not have seen this kind of a performance come from them. So we got an opportunity to witness Nepal almost take down South Africa. However, today's performance against Bangladesh, I'm sure they'll be disappointed themselves, but there are a lot of things to be proud of. Kushal Bhattal, their opening bat and a very able medium pacer, he topped the qualifiers when they played there by scoring 185 runs in all the 5 games with a strike rate of 153. So these are all some big numbers that they are coming with. So in the coming years, apart from a Sandeep, the players that we need to look out for in Nepal in terms of performances are Kushal Bhartal, Dipendra Singh Airi, who has a world record of 52 runs of 10 balls against Mongolia with 8 sixes in it. He averages 48 with the bat and has taken 16 wickets in this 1 year period. And the other player to look out for is Kushal Malla, who's the only centurion in Nepal in the last 12 months. He's also got a very, very healthy average of 35 and also picks up wickets with his finger spread. So, this is the kind of future that Nepal has with them. And I'm sure with their support staff and their existing system, they're bound to get better and better. We very often speak about rivalries in cricket, don't we? Like in India, Pakistan, Australia, England. Funnily, it is UAE and Nepal that have that kind of rivalry going. So don't think that associate nations have no rivalry. They have an internal rivalry that is so large. and it's very, very interesting, and a lot of tension that's there between them. On a head-to-head in T20s, Nepal leads with 3 wins, and UAE has 2 wins, and in the ODIs, Nepal has 9 against 8 against UAE. So I like these mini battles within the larger battles that are coming up. In fact, uh, it's suggested that you do not miss a UAE Nepal match, because the crowds get so deeply involved, very, very passionate crowds, and that makes the whole viewing extremely interesting. The other team that we are going to talk about is Scotland. They made a lot of headlines this year in the T20 World Cup. In my honest opinion, I feel they are one of the best associate nations around. Also, because they have a lot of experience in their team because of their close allegiance in terms of distances with the England county. George Munsey plays a lot of the county cricket, and so do quite a few of the other players. Now, as far as Scotland goes, they were in a pool which had Australia and England. Their match against England was washed out, but they had made such a brilliant, bright start, 90 of the first 10 overs. It looked like England had no answers for Scotland's batting. And that got washed out. England lost a couple of games. Then Australia versus Scotland became a very, very crucial game. And then came the controversial line about Australia going a little easy on Scotland. So at some point, it felt whatever Scotland did, especially in that game, it wouldn't be enough. They had scored above 180, which initially Australia struggled to win. There was a lot of dropped catches from Australia's side, very, very unheard of, unseen. So every time that happened, obviously, your mind starts working in million possible ways. But as a true lover of the game, if you watch the game, you will understand the kind of passion that the Scottish players had while they were batting and bowling. Unfortunately, they dropped a couple of hard chances that came their way. Hard in the sense, not in terms of it being a diving catch. I think hard in terms of the pressure that they were under, one, and two, who the batter was. I think all of that added a little bit to the drama for them. Anyway, they lost, and England eventually have qualified for the Super 8s, and they must be thanking their lucky stars. Let's get into a little more about the Scotland team and their preparation into this World Cup. They have played 12 games and have a 100% win record against all the teams that they played. There were 6 home games, 6 away games, and they won all of it hands down. George Munsey, their opening batter, has been topping the run charts for Scotland with 444 runs in the last 1 year at an average of 40. And he's got 100 in this. So he's been amongst runs big time. Their fast bowler, Brad Curry, is a leading wicket taker with 19 wickets of 11 games and an average of 10. And his runs per over, what he concedes, is 5. In a T20, I think that's something phenomenal, unheard of. He bowls both right at the top and a little towards the depth as well. Again, they've got a great blend, much like Nepal: youth, exuberance, and experience. In the qualifiers, they became the Europe champions by defeating Ireland by 8 runs. Their captain, Richie Berrington, and opener Ollie Hayes topped the run charts with 248 runs. Here again, in this qualifier, Curry picked up 12 wickets. And that was the highest, along with Ireland's top all-rounder Mark Adair, who again picked up 12 wickets. Now, Michael Leask was another find for Scotland, in my opinion, where he is in the last 1 year has the highest score of 91. Is a hard-hitting batter, has played in various situations for Scotland, and I'm sure he's got a lot of runs that are going to come his way. Much like Nepal and UAE, Scotland, Netherlands, Ireland, and Ireland's rivalry is one which is very, very closely contested. They played a tri-series where recently where Ireland were eventually the winners, and it was quite a thrilling affair, I must say, in terms of the emotions and all of it that came along with it. So overall, in before Scotland came into the World Cup, they played the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Europe Region qualifiers. They played the Netherlands Tri-Nation T20 series, and Scotland were also in the UAE. So they also came into this World Cup with a lot of match experience behind them. What is common about Nepal and Scotland is a persistence with the regular team. 12 of their players have more or less remained the same. And these players have also been performing for them. And in their absence, the others have also had the experience to chip in and make sure that their loss wasn't felt. And this is the way associate nations are going to prepare and come for the remaining rest of the World Cups that are coming ahead, the 50 over World Cup, and 2 years down the line, the next T20 World Cup. I'm sure the day is not very far where the title Associate Nations will definitely leave the dictionary of cricket, and these will all become global and participating nations that are playing. And going forward, I see larger, bigger, and more healthy competitive tournaments coming ahead. With this World Cup, the journey of Nepal and Scotland might have come to an end. But as cricket lovers, trust me, it's best you follow their cricket, for you never know what gem could arise out of them. If you like what you hear and like what you're seeing, do like, share, and subscribe to Coach Aarti. See you soon.